Hurricane Michael. We are tracking it all, and it's now coming into clear at this scene there. That's from the air. Homes completely destroyed the town of Mexico Beach, Florida. That's where Ginger was when the hurricane made landfall. Was wiped out. The FEMA director is calling this spot the storm's ground zero.
And take a look at these satellite images showing what was there before the hurricane and then after. The Tyndall Air Force Base also facing catastrophic damage. An F-15 flipped over. The building's destroyed.
The storm has killed at least 8 people and knocked out power for more than 1.6 million customers. The Red Cross says 8,000 people are in shelters. Let's go to Ginger, who's starting us off from Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. And Ginger, conditions were so bad on Thursday, we couldn't even talk live with you.
Yeah, that's how isolating it was feeling there in Mexico Beach, and for a lot of people here along the Panhandle. You know, we're in Santa Rosa this morning because this is the first place we could find that was safe to sleep. We hiked out of Mexico Beach. A crew met us, brought us to Panama City, where we had a damaged hotel, but then we were in there an hour and they evacuated us out of there. It really hits home how unimaginable this storm was and how uninhabitable it temporarily is.
Help is coming by air, land, and sea.
This morning, the priority is saving lives.
We are deploying a massive wave of response, and those efforts are already underway.
Crews combing through the debris left behind by Michael. Blocks of homes obliterated, streets littered with smashed cars. This woman, rescued from Panama City, airlifted to safety. And on the ground in Mexico Beach, we started our journey out.
Search and rescue.
This is where we rode out the storm. The cement, the pylons did very well. Debris still filling the streets. But we're going to make the hike out because there's no other way. One of the few buildings still standing 24 hours later, the yellow condo complex where we rode out Hurricane Michael. Just as the storm was making landfall, we reported on a balcony across from a blue house.
If I don't feel comfortable, I'm going to stand right inside the door here.
The flying debris and violent wind driving us inside. And then, that moment we'll never forget.
I just saw something I have never seen in real life. I saw an entire home taken off of its foundation and rolled down the street. Again, I've never seen something like an entire home, a well-built home, rolling down the street. We just watched that happen in real time. And I'll tell you right now, it makes you shake.
The reality setting in.
Morning after now, and the smell of destruction is thick. It's very eerie.
As soon as it was safe, we set out on foot to see what was left. The highway covered in sand and debris. And in this wasteland, we meet a husband and wife covered in scrapes and bruises. They were in their home when the water rushed in.
You swam
Yes.
out
Yes.
of your home
Yes.
to a boat,
Yes.
and that's how you survived.
Yes.
All 3 of you.
Yes.
It just gave me chills.
Yes.
They say life jackets kept them alive.
The wind is going 120
Oh yeah,
miles
no,
per
we were
hour.
holding on. We'd let the current take us to the next stop, and then we'd grab onto a tree and hang on to it.
And then they asked us to try to get word out to their mother that they're okay. Finally, we got a signal. So many people desperate for news. And then we hear from someone else, Jenny Caputo, who tells us that she watched our report
60 miles per hour.
and that she is the owner of that blue house. Now, gone.
Hello, this is Jenny.
We reach her by phone in Atlanta.
Like, I can't imagine if it were my home.
I'm heartbroken. We've only had the house 5 months. We've been coming to Mexico Beach for over 10 years.
Wow.
And we just love it. We finally bought a place there that we were going to enjoy with our young family now. We'll be back. We will rebuild, and we'll come back. And we have lots of, they're just good people there.
We met about a dozen people on our way out of there, and as soon as I had service, I was able to call their loved ones and let them know that they were okay. It was such an emotional day. If you have a question about a loved one, Facebook has their safety check activated, and of course the American Red Cross has their well and safe list. But I got to tell you, it is going to take a